I need to not look at him because it's like, it's distracting me. Like I'm having a hard time listening to him because I'm just looking at him like, dude, he's so high right now.
You do that? You like Pro Tools? You edit all that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what you love to do?
But I mean,
disgusting, dude. Ugh. It's like finding out your hero eats ass, dude. You like to use Pro Tools? You like to edit on that? Yeah. Should we check out this Timbaland and Metro Boomin interview here? I'm mostly interested more so in Timbaland because he's fallen off. Metro Boomin, he's all right.
How do you see music? Do you see it or you hear it?
We're 3 seconds in. We're 3 seconds in and we already got something there. Do you see music or hear it? I hear it, Timbaland. Hey, Tim, pal, I hear it.
I would say I feel it.
Yeah, I feel it, man.
It was really what he did was just the horns when I came to the studio. He understands.
I don't know if it's just the lighting, but Timbaland looks high as shit, right? Am I crazy? It could just be the lighting though, because the lighting, a lot of the lighting is like behind him, but his eyes look so fucking red, dude. They don't even look white. It doesn't look like there's any white there.
Came to the studio. He understands sonics, and to me, that was the beauty because a lot of people clutter music, and he only used 4.
I'm just imagining Metro Boomin's like, dude, this guy's high as shit.
4 or 5 sounds, but they felt like 30 sounds.
In hand. Yeah, he looks fucking ripped, dude. He looks fucking ripped. I think we got some confirmation there.
Right, and to me, that's what makes a great producer. Because when you coming from the hood, I know I ain't had, my mom didn't have.
I mean, shit, if I'm that high, I'm gonna be seeing music too.
Money to go buy me equipment. I didn't have all the shit to do the music.
Dude, he is so, I'm like I need to not look at him because it's like, it's distracting me. Like I'm having a hard time listening to him because I'm just looking at him like, dude, he's so high right now. Okay, hold on, I need to not look at him. I'm just gonna look at Metro and listen.
You can do shit, but just in.
You gotta take those steps back, or take one step back to take 2 or 3 more forward.
Facts.
Type of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Metro is definitely like, he seems more there right now.
Yeah. My mom had got me a laptop for Christmas. It was a PC. I want some HPs or something, and I had I got a cracked version of Fruity Loops.
Uh-oh. FL's coming. Oh no, they're doing it. Oh fuck. Oh shit, FL's blowing them up. Oh no, dude, they're talented. They're talented. Sorry for the interruption.
I just started trying stuff out on there. Really didn't know how to use it or how to XYZ or you know, but yeah, just trial and error, just like, but I was just into it all day, all night, just trial and error every day.
What drew you to music?
I knew even before that I wanted to be in music. I mean, when I was younger, before that, I had wanted to rap. Cause you know, I was from St. Louis, so growing up seeing like Nelly, Lee, the Ticks, I was just like, man, stuff like that, but just not knowing how to tell like your mom, your grandma, and like, yo, I want to grow up to be a rapper. This is like back then. Yeah. It's like back then too, where it's like, you know what I'm saying, people mostly had real jobs. I'm like,
bro, that is so true though. Like trying to, dude, even my parents, like I'm just like, yeah, I make a lot of my money on the internet. Even before I was doing YouTube, like I was making most of it through mixing and mastering, and they were just like really like, so you're selling drugs, right? They're just like, you're selling drugs is what you're telling. You're on drugs and you take a drug test right now. No, I swear, Mom, they just like looking at my feet. Okay, they really like my feet.
You know, so music producer just sounded more like, you know what I'm saying, not like a rapper. It sounded like some halfway like business type shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
They do.
So I really just got Fruity Loops to start trying to make my own beats to rap on, but then I just like really just fell in love with that side of it. I figured that like being a rapper,
I feel like that's pretty common. I don't know, okay, press 1 in the chat if you went through, like you wanted to rap or you were rapping and you started making beats for yourself and then eventually you just started just making beats instead. Press 1 if that was you. I'm curious because I also, that was also my path too. I feel like that's actually pretty common.
Rapper was already like such a saturated thing. It's like 2007, 8. And it's crazy to say, just think about now how it is. You know what I'm saying? But I already felt like it was then, or just how many people were trying to do that.
Yeah.
So I felt like, man, it'd probably be easier to get my foot in the door as a producer.
Well, we got one. There's no way, dude. There's fucking 89 people in the YouTube.
And instead of trying to split the time, trying to do both of these things, let me try to like...
To be fair, though, it's like a variety of genre producers here.
master one of these things and just put all my time and energy in one of these things.
Wow.
So that's how I ended up going with producing.
How do you see music? Do you see it? Do you see it or you hear it?
So I'm guessing that clip was from here.
I would say I feel it. I say I feel it. Like, I see it more than I hear it.
I see it too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely...
What the fuck, dude? You can't convince me people are seeing music unless you actually have synesthesia. Is that how you pronounce it?
see it more than I hear it. The seeing part for me is like, it's a part of the vision. Like, okay.
Compress your audio for the love of God. Levels are everywhere. There's a compressor on the voice mod. Oh, okay. Well, actually, this should be louder. Sorry, I haven't been looking at it.
What is this? What would this album be
better,
like
right?
at the end of it? You know, I see different things for different artists that I work with. You know what I'm saying? To bring out the best in them.
Huh.
I know you know all about that. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? You're the master of that.
Didn't you do Bad and Boomin?
Yeah.
That's a classic. You do know that, right?
Well, yeah. If you're on mushrooms, you're gonna see music for sure.
Classic.
That's a classic.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, like it's a difference between hits and classics. I think Rodney, when he used to compete, he'd be like, he pissed me off one time. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get you. He said, Tim got his first #1. And I was like, I got a bunch of #1s. No, he got his first #1. And it hit me. It was my first top 100, and it was a Leah record.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, then I looked at the Brandy records. All them jokers went #1 top 100.
Yeah, that Hot 100 different than like the hip hop chart #1 or the radio one.
I told I said, oh, he got me. Yeah. I said, now I got to beat all his #1s. And so for me, even though the top 100 is a great thing, but classics is still just different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's just
because it might be a classic that like might have peaked.
There's plenty of songs that are like that do well in the charts that aren't like classics. Like your popularity can really sway that. Like for instance, like the amount of #1s Drake has had, or the like top 100 that Drake's had, like that doesn't mean they're classics. It just means that he's popular right now, or has been popular. Like I guess a classic is more so about standing the test of time.
Exactly.
And this #1, but you could play them both 10 years later, and it's like you might not even want to hear this one. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, dude, things could be a classic and not even chart.
Like, yeah. It's definitely a difference.
And I think Bad and Bougie is a classic.
Did Beethoven chart? Exactly.
Maybe like 7, 8, 7.
But if it's 8, if it go, I'm telling you, playing now, people go crazy.
I played out here last night.
Exactly. Exactly. So I go through like your catalog. I'm like, okay, how many classics you got? You got a lot of hits. What's the classic? That Bad and Bougie. Because I heard it again. It's the same thing when I did Work It. I knew that I said this song.
I played that last night too. On everything.
Bro, is he on pain medicine again? I mean, this might just be a small reason to think this, but he's scratching.
How many classics you got? You got a lot of hits. What's the classic?
Okay, hold on. We gotta pay attention to this. If you scratch him more than this here.
That Bad and Bougie. Because I heard it again. This is.
How does a classic not even chart? I mean, like, bro, like somebody said in Beethoven. I mean, something can be something like something that lasts the test of time, but not be something popular.
Same thing when I did Work It. I knew that I said this song.
I played that last night too. On everything.
I said, that's
and they went crazy as soon as the beat dropped.
I said, this is a classic. I knew it was a classic. That one, I said, this is going to be a classic. When I go see with Missy, she always beat me up.
Right.
And it'd be mentally.
I done read about that, about you like trying to play her beats and like
100
being stiff with the beats. Yeah.
She'll sit. I'm a girl and all this. So I was trained by one of the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For like mentally to take criticism, to know how to say.
Also, a classic is subjective, you know? Charting is not subjective.
And turn the no into yes. She really took me through the ring. You know, as a creator, when you do something, you come in there, you be hyped.
Yeah, you think
then
like, well, I got it. They shit on it.
Boy, and then you go, back then I never saved. So I had to click my keyboard and cut it back on and restart again.
Oh, no, bro. No.
You understand? Like, every time, like, or just race the whole sequence and I'm like, man, what? I don't know. Then I like, shit, cuss me out. Where my beats? I'm like, this is hard. Like, you just killed 10 of them.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta. So from that point, it's like, that was, when I did Work It, it was, I push her.
How does that work, though? For example, if I'm an underground artist, I release an amazing song that most people haven't heard, is it still a classic? If it is a classic to you, I guess it's debatable, but I mean, I feel like classic is a very subjective term, while charting is not. It's like literally objective.
When she heard the beat, I said, nothing you can say about this. And she was like, no, this shit is hot. Yeah. So she went, because I never watch her record. She never let me watch her record. Yeah. So it's like I can go to the club and come back, and she's like, all right, go do your thing. And so I'm like, okay. So I come back, and she did it.
I never understand going to the club, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like dancing. Like, I just don't. It's not my vibe, dude. I just feel I feel very socially awkward there.
Like, that ain't it.
Yeah.
And she looked at me. I said, you see how it feels?
Also, I feel like the vibe of people at like clubs and bars is fucking weird, dude. It's a lot of creeps. A lot of creeps. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it.
Then she went back again. She said, oh, you sure?
I can't be alone on this, especially like in a room with a bunch of music producers right now. I feel like a lot of you guys probably relate to that.
I said, that ain't it. I said, that ain't what they want from us. So I said, go back. And she came back again. I said, it ain't there. She's like, oh, man. I said, imagine how I feel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't. Then the third time, she said, if this ain't it, I'm going to go drink it. I quit. And I said, no, I just can't do it. If this ain't it, we just got to do something else. Like, she was so frustrated. She said, but I know this is it. And when she pushed play, and that backward sound came, I said, stop. Yeah. And she looked like got nervous. Was like, I said, we number one forever. And I walked out and I said, this is insane.
It's one of the hardest beats all the time to me.
It only had 3 sounds.
I remember my mom having that CD.
Some producers are straight weirdos. A lot of men are straight weirdos, dude. Like, if I'm being real, bro, like, a lot of men are straight weirdos. A lot of producers are straight weirdos. Like, I kind of hate how many fucking weirdos there are on the planet, to be honest. Like, it's really disheartening, you know? Just like when you realize how many fucking weird people there are out there. And not in a good way, in a weird way. Like, you know, like rapists, PDFs, just people preying on other people, like trying to take advantage of people, whether it's like sexually or physically, like or financially. Like the most of the world is pretty fucked up, and I don't know, I kind of hate that personally. Sorry, just tangent there, but people at clubs, like clubs attract those kind of like weird, like those like freak people, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna go hit on some girl, I'm gonna go get some girls drunk, I'm gonna get some girls drunk and take advantage of them. I don't know, like it's just fucking straight weirdo behavior. Especially at bars, dude. I think it's even worse at bars because there's like less steps between it. Like there's like no less dancing and shit like that. It's more so like, I'm gonna get you drunk, and you know, you probably are not gonna like be able to say no as much.
I remember that CD used to always be in the side of the car door, and she would play that song every day, bro.
It's 3
every day. But like that's all you need a lot of the
exactly.
time. You gotta get an artist room to like. You know what I'm saying? We really kind of got to play the background and like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
She taught me that.
Yeah.
I would have never known that.
They got to shine.
Pharrell was like that too.
I feel like Timbaland's like off a pill right now. Like he's on some like fucking some ecstasy or some shit, dude.
Simple saying.
Yeah, for sure. Like about 2-3 of them.
Yeah.
Drugging is creep behavior. All weirdos aren't creeps. Oh yeah, I agree. No, you can be. There's good types of weird. Really creative people are good types of weird. But yeah, like when I say weird, like a lot, it depends on the context, I guess. You know.
Like 2-3, that's it. Maybe these strangers come in on the bridge one time. That's it.
He was cold. He cold with it. I used to be like, yo, this dude is nice.
Yeah.
We used to look at each other like,
know y'all used to have y'all battles.
Man, we used to go to my house. He used to go. We would look. He said, what you got? I said, what you got? And I remember we had our studios right beside each other. And we was working on Missy.
The fallacy is that weirdos make the best stuff. We're all weird to someone. It depends what type of weird. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't really argue that grapists are like creatively rich, you know? Like there's different types of weird, you know? There's like weird where it's like you think differently, and then there's weird where you like, and that's just a giving example. I'm not just saying that's the only way to be weird. You know, there's a million ways to be weird. Dudes, I feel like it's okay to catcall. Yeah, dude, people who catcall are fucking, that's really weird, dude. That is super weird. Like, it's like basically kind of like signaling to everyone around you, like, hey, I can't control my horniness, so I'm gonna fucking yell at this lady knowing that there's like a 0% chance she's gonna want to fuck me. Like, it's the weirdest fucking behavior, bro. Have you seen what girls are wearing lately? Yeah, but that doesn't mean you gotta be a fucking weirdo. Timbaland thinks he's the next incarnation of Quincy Jones. Timbo, yeah, a little bit, bro.
He's working on Khalees. I walked in the booth, and I hear this, I hate you so much right now. I said, I walked to the mic, then I walked back, and I boom, boom, pew, I hate. I said, Missy, we got to rethink our whole shit.
Yeah.
He made me, I had to go sit in the lounge.
Yeah.
Like, he had me stuck.
Yeah, sitting lounge.
Yeah, because I'm like, who does a hook like that? But I guess that was the beauty, because it's like, we didn't allow no bullshit to come out.
Still sharp and still.
Yeah. He'd give me validation on the ones he thought that was amazing, then the ones that might have been, he wouldn't say nothing. I'm like, for him, it must not be good.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna probably tell me it ain't good, but I can tell by his body language, and I'm like,
Timbo doesn't have a Thriller under his belt. If anything, Metro probably has more hits under his belt than him. That's kind of hard to like really discern, because I feel like I could point out more famous ones or more like memorable ones from Timbaland, but then I do think quantity wise, Metro definitely has more.
go back and redo
I'm
it.
that same type. Like, somebody play me something in the studio, like, I never want to gas nobody. Be like, oh, this hard. This hard. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I just want to say nothing and just be like, okay, I hope they hurry up, play the next thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
You know
weird.
what I'm saying?
Then I'll be like, nowadays, I'll be like, you know what? I have went back on a couple people that I listened to it the second time. Like, hey man, I'm sorry, man. I ain't like it at first. This shit jammed.
Yeah, or you have to do that. Right.
Yeah, I hate
It's always crazy when that happens, when you don't like a song or something, or you don't like a video game or something, just or a TV show or anything like that. You don't like it at first, and then you try it again like a few years later, and then it clicks for some reason. That's always so weird to me when that happens. Like, I'm not sure if it's like a mindset thing, like you just weren't in the proper mindset for it, or what. But I can name so many different things that's happened to me with, like Blade and Young Lean. When I first heard them, most of their shit, I was like, I fucking hate this, especially Blade. Really did not like Blade at first, but it grew on me, and I'm not sure why. I think maybe it's just, it's not that it has to grow on you, but it's like the techniques that are put into it, you have to get used to, like the heavy use of autotune. You can't just jump straight to heavy use of autotune without hearing a lot of music that builds up to that sort of thing. You know, I feel like that's an example you can apply to like a million things.
doing
do
that.
that, like,
I had to call people. I had to do that. I was like, yo, man, bad shit, man. I'm wrong. And I'm cool with saying it because I like to be.
Okay, that's kind of funny. Timbo's a legend, but he seems like such a fart sniffer nowadays. Yeah, dude, especially, I feel like he sniffs his own farts, and they're like old farts too. I feel like I'm talking like mad shit right now about him. I probably wouldn't have all this fucking smoke for him if it wasn't for fucking Beat Club. Like, Beat Club was such a scam, and like some of the shit he's gotten away with lately is pretty crazy. I feel like he's like a fart sniffer, but he's like spelling these like these 20-year-old farts. You know what I mean? Like from when like he had those hits, and he's always, I don't know, he's stuck in that. Those farts probably rank though. They probably are crazy.
Like, because I don't like to be like, am I tripping?
Yeah.
And it'll bother me because I love creators. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if I'm in competition, I just like to see how
He collects
other person
farts like
plays
blacks.
and how weird the other person can get. So, because we didn't, you know, New York.
and then it's not even just the bounce with the drums. That's what I be trying to stress to people. It's like the rhythm and the bounce, like with the sounds you're using too. Like, so it's all just like,
So
you
they
know
can
what I'm
all
saying?
like come together and make it like a puzzle.
I feel like maybe it's not my place to say this, but like, does Metro stuff really bounce?
Yeah, exactly. Everything's in its own pocket and slot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we used to have fun though. That's the beauty about us. We had a lot.
I feel like he just makes like pretty stock trap beats. Like, am I crazy? Like, don't get me wrong, they're good. Like, don't get me wrong, they're
It
good.
was like friendly competition,
Exactly.
and I always liked that about
It
our
booms.
community.
Or does it doom?
That, like you said earlier, iron can sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to be in competition, but not like to be like disrespectful.
Not like, I want to kill this nigga. See him
Nigga,
dead.
no, I don't like that.
Nah, it's like, okay, you did that.
Okay,
Let me-
all right, nigga.
Now I'm charged up.
Right.
I'm going to the studio
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
That feeling.
That's
You know?
and that's how I like to keep it. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty about us because that's how we kept it, and we give each other props.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't have classics or hits or like shit like that. I'm saying like, because he was talking about bounce. I'm just like, I don't feel like when you talk about like bounce, like you're imagining like really like simple stuff with like a really good rhythm, and like I kind of imagine like Timbaland stuff kind of fits that. Whereas Metro, I feel like doesn't really fit that shoe. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not good though. I'm definitely not saying that. I like his stuff.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason it's harder to name stuff like that from Metro Boomin is because with Timbaland, like he was a lot more branded into it. You know, like he would be doing voices or beatboxing and shit like that in some of those songs, you know?
It's competition, but like a friendly competition.
Yeah.
Like, what? I see what you did there. Okay, hold on. Okay,
hold on.
I got something.
2.2 seconds. Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah.
I remember I did Big Pimpin'. It was actually for me.
I really think he's on some sort of drugs, bro. Like, watch Timbaland's face here.
Yeah.
I remember I did Big Pimpin'. It was actually for me and
It didn't seem as weird to me that time, but just give me some slight drug vibe.
Magoo. And I was like, that just not. I knew in my spirit, in my that I'm not even trying to do this beat. Like,
Yeah.
so as he was walking out, I said, yo, I got some.
On the plus side, I think this is making it a very interesting interview,
I don't
though.
want to play you. I don't want to play it
Bro, what is pink cocaine? I've heard that before, and I don't know what the fuck that is. They don't have that here.
for you.
Or I don't think they do.
But my business mind say I should play it for you.
Yeah. I had the moment too, like, damn, I want to cuff this over.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's a smarter move. And I played, he put on the jacket. He's right at the door. He looked here.
It's 2CB.
Took the jacket off. And I said, hold on, man. You're not going to be able to finish this song tonight. Because we always challenge each other. I said, this beat going to beat your ass. Then he called me the next day. He said, come to this early, like in the morning.
He's on the farts, bro.
And I was like, you ain't got it. Man, do you know how many bangers on that?
there's a lot on there. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a classic album. I'm going to tell you another classic song. Percocet. Molly Percocet.
Oh, man. Mask off.
All right, guys. I think we solved it, dude. Molly Percocet. He's like, bro, that's a classic. Molly Percocet. I love that shit. Molly Percocet. Dude, that's a good one. That's a classic.
That would play 10 years. You played it right now. Go crazy.
I played that last night too.
That is a classic, though. I think that is a classic from recent years.
Music taste low.
It's just fucking catchy, dude. It's super catchy.
Point, right? See, I told you, man, all the stuff he did with Thug.
Yeah.
I gotta really go. He put so much music out.
Nah, for sure.
It's like, but the stuff you did with it, I think it was the top notch ones.
Nah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we did a lot. Like towards the beginning of both our careers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where we were both still like trying to
The Metro looks like just fucking stone sober, dude.
figure it out, trying to come up. We had this studio we were using early on, back in the day, that we would be able to use for free. So we would always use it. Like, did Danny Glover there. We did so much stuff there. Did my first mixtape there. And when we weren't able to use that anymore, and we had this flow going and just recording, it's just like, damn, what we do now? So I had the townhouse, and I went and got Pro Tools. I got a little home Mac, got a mic, couple pair of headphones, and just figured it out at the house. I just started recording them, and then I just started just trying stuff. Then not too long after that, I started working with Travis, and this was in the beginning too. And I would just watch him always do like background vocals and stuff. So now I would try some of that stuff on Thug stuff and just be editing. It was just a whole new world to me, because before that I would just be like, I was still producing, because I would make beats and still like work with the artist, go back and forth with ideas, might give a hook idea, might do that. But now it was like up in my technical game type of thing, you know? Then I just fell in love with that.
You do that? You like Pro Tools? You edit all that? You like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
that's what you love to do?
But I mean,
Disgusting, dude. Ugh. It's like finding out your hero eats ass, dude. You like to use Pro Tools? You like to edit on that? Yeah. You like to eat ass? You like to taste the shit? Yeah.
I love making beats. I love all that. But once I have everything and have it just in the same session, I just feel like I could like paint and sculpt. Like, it's like I got everything vocally. I got everything production.
Timbo has a drip postcard type shirt. Bro, that is a straight up, that is a postcard. That I'm sure I've seen that postcard before.
Wise, and now it's like, how we're gonna shape this or like sculpt it from start to end type of thing. We'll run everything. We'll mix on that either SSL or Neve.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Neve is my favorite.
Neve. I know you fuck with the Neve. Yeah.
Dre good on that SSL.
Yeah, that's his thing. That's his thing. How he worked that SSL is like real defined, sharp.
Am I the only one who finds Metro overrated, not at all on the level of Timbo? I get what you're saying. Like, I feel like he doesn't have as unique of a sound. It's hard to pick out Metro's beats without the tag out of a lineup. Whereas with Timbaland's beats, you could probably pick them out, at least like his older stuff, you can pick them out of a lineup. And that's one thing I really admire about certain producers. Like, for instance, Flying Lotus, when you hear a Flying Lotus beat, you don't even need to know it's Flying Lotus. Like you don't no one needs to tell you. You can hear it and you're like, that's Flying Lotus right there. He doesn't need to use a tag. Like you hear it and you're just like, that's Flying Lotus. Like I know that drum groove. Like that's, and I feel like that's really uncommon these days, but it's not impossible because he found a way to do it, you know?
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it is what it is.
Dre worked on the song for damn near 6 months.
I believe.
One song. Like,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of artists like that.
Hard.
Well, I shouldn't say a lot. There are some artists like that. It's not as common these days, though.
Like people, honestly, be like,
You know what I think part of it might be too is like because since like knowledge is so readily available on YouTube or wherever in these courses, it kind of makes like clones. Like everybody's just kind of cloning each other. Like nobody's learning how to do something in a weird way that might lead to a specific result. You know, everybody's just learning like the most like cookie cutter way in order to learn how to make beats. So because of that, like there's not a lot of variation. Everybody's just like, oh, this is the right way. I learned it like this. Like, and everybody's kind of, a lot of people are doing the same thing. But yeah, also a lot of things have been done already. That is true. He's praised because he produces a lot more hits than most guys right now. That is true, but it's also, a lot of that is connections, you know? A lot of that is connections though, for sure. Like, it's hard to argue that. There's nothing like super special about his music in my opinion, but he's contributed to a lot of hits for sure.
when he's doing the for the guys to hear the stories, he like, yeah, he just go to the clubs and just keep playing them and make sure the vibe is right. And I'm like, wow.
And we be doing the same thing. I'm not saying the same thing, but like as far as working on the song for so long.
Or YouTubers that make long react videos and chop them down for more content. Hey, I'm not the one doing that. My editor is the one doing that.
Type of thing.
For real?
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
I ain't think he did.
To be fair though, like that's only the second channel. That's only the second channel. The main channel doesn't do that. And we're not doing that in the main channel anymore.
Man, if it didn't take me that long, I probably would put albums out more frequently. I just want to put that time in. 'Cause I know once I let it go, I can't unlet it go. So it's just like,
How often do you make the artist?
Well, that's kind of the balance there, like mid. I could make a song that's me banging on a cup with a spoon while farting the theme from Friends, sort of original, but who would listen to it? First of all, it's not that original because you're using the theme from Friends, but I get what you're saying. Like you can make something original that sucks, and it's original. That's the balance, though. You have to make something that sounds original and is actually good. You know, that's the tough part there. You can just be like completely off the wall in the middle of nowhere with like your ideas, but that doesn't make them good automatically.
as I get older more and more, me and Savage get into that a lot sometimes.
Oh, Savage.
Yeah, I got a great
21 Savage.
Yeah, and it's like the same thing you said with you and Missy.
Really, that's funny because I feel like 21 Savage like flows. It seems like he flows effortlessly on beats, like to the point where it just seems kind of like with Lil Wayne, like where it seems too easy, and then like it kind of just all blends together at a certain point.
See, like, he's the one artist who the most out of everybody I worked with in my life that like, he's the most picky with the beats.
What's funny about that too is I feel like he's like on so many features where I'm pretty sure he was paid to be on it, which that's normal. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, it just seems like he wouldn't be that picky. Maybe he's more picky with his own stuff.
Like you say, you have to sit there and play 100 beats. Like, I might have to sit here and play this man 35, 40 beats before he want to get in the booth. And like, it be draining, especially when you come in prepared, you think you got this, like, you my boy, I know what you, and then it's just like, the next one, next one, next one, next one. That's why in return, like you said, it's like, all right now, so you're gonna have to overly bring it on this shit. You wanna go, all right, now I'm not taking no okay shit, nigga. Like, nah, we're gonna have to.
I feel like the way that system is set up, it's slanted in a way that producers lose. You know, like you have to play like 40 or 100 beats in order to get one placed. Like meanwhile, like it's just for them, it's just like, oh, I just gotta rap one time. You know. I don't know. I mean, obviously you can't change it, but it's just like, damn, that's a lot of work. It's just a lot of work for producers.
Try that again, but I mean, even his verse on "Creeping" with The Weeknd, I had him. He did that like 2-3 times.
What he say when you said, bro, that ain't it?
I mean, he wasn't even tripping, right? On that instance, it was our first song with the three of us together.
I feel like producers should have more say and be like, hey, your verse is trash here. You should do it again. You should do this verse again. Like, I feel like they should have more say in that because we gotta play 40 to 100 beats. Meanwhile, you just pick one and that's it.
Together, so it's like, I feel like he knew and understood what kind of moment that was. So it's like,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Would you be willing to do a weekly beat review showcase stream? Would be great to have your ear on some new tracks. Hard to get perspective sometimes. I do it sometimes. Yeah, I should probably do that again soon. It would motivate people to super chat too. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could do that sometime soon. Maybe I should pick a certain night or something to do it. I don't know. Part of the problem is my streaming schedule is just like super hectic.
He didn't fight back that time, but me and him usually we go back and forth all the time.
That makes sense. That's why y'all make the best music. I think y'all make some incredible music.
I appreciate that. And he's definitely one of my favorite to work with because it's like we'll get on each other's nerves, we'll go back and forth all the time, but like at the end of the day, I always make both of us better because if I go in here, I'm playing 20 beats, you're not really feeling it. I'm going home like cooking up, like I'm gonna show this nigga tomorrow. Like,
exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like you got your top 3.
Bro, that's actually crazy. Like I feel like if I play you 100 beats and then you don't want one of them, I'm just like I'm gonna go home and be like, Chili's is hiring. Down at the Safeway, I actually saw a hiring sign, a now hiring sign. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be super motivated after that. One thing I noticed with me reacting to videos is sometimes I get so caught up in the chat that I kind of lose what's happening in the video.
I think you got something with James Blake too.
Oh, James Blake.
Yeah, James, that's a whole nother, man, we got a whole album in the can. It's like,
I feel like that's your next wave. I feel like his style, he has a style, but when y'all come together.
And I used to do reviews a lot.
James is so crazy, like as a songwriter, artist, producer, vocalist, just all the way around. And like he can get real crazy and extra complex and crazy.
Yeah, that James Blake is pretty unique sounding for sure.
Shit. So it's like,
I haven't heard his stuff in a while though, but just from what I remember.
I feel like when we get together, it's still beautiful, but it makes everything a lot more like digestible. And on the other end, I feel like he helps to take what I do in these sonics and just take it and lift it like somewhere else.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time. So like, yeah.
Bro, I always hate when people call it sonics. Fucking sonics, dude.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
I feel like
it's just I don't know. To me, it's a really pretentious word.
him is like me and Justin Timberlake.
I never thought about that. That's crazy.
I ain't saying you gotta do the Crime and River, but what's Metro and James Blake Crime and River?
Yeah.
What's Metro and James Blake Future Sex Love Sound?
Yeah.
I feel like Timbaland needs to like drop like a bunch of psychedelics or something. He needs to like kill his ego. Like just stop referencing all this old shit.
And I feel like once you crack that code, that's a whole nother well, you saw it with I Don't Want to Know.
Yeah. Facts.
But once you go down that
what do they call it? Like a fourth plateau trip or something like that?
Like that's a whole different road.
But what do they call it? He needs one of those, dude. One of those ones where it's just like you kill your ego and then you kind of like reset. You like reset yourself.
That road, and then you start getting into like.
Now I know it's called ego death, but there's different plateaus of trips. Like they basically like rank it depending on like how much it affects you. And then usually like when you get to like ego death or like I think it goes like lower. I think it's like. Is it like an iceberg or does it go up? I can't remember. But anyways, like once you get to that point, it's like hard to remember. Like it's almost like traumatizing, but then it like also it teaches you shit.
Well, for real, like the Despicable Me's and all that type of thing. He did it with Spider-Man, but now like when you hear and he's dead, and when y'all make that magic, trust me, bro, the world they gonna talk because I feel like you the perfect producer for him. I don't even think I could do.
No, I'm not an LSD.
And I love.
I'm sober. I've just been up.
When he do stuff on his own, but I feel like he'd be on some.
For those psychedelics will change your life, dude. Bro, the first time I smoked weed and really felt it, I literally. Okay, wait. This is a pretty funny story. This is kind of random tangent here. But I smoked weed by myself when I was like fucking like 16 at my parents' house. I just like had like a foil pipe. I smoked it. Didn't feel shit. I skated outside taking the trash out. It had been like a few minutes maybe. Take out the trash. I come back. I ollie up a curb, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, bro, what is life? I'm just like thinking like totally like way deeper than I was before. Like all of a sudden I'm like thinking about like people in like Paris and shit like that, and like how anything could be going on anywhere and all this fucking crazy shit. Like, bro, like, I don't know. It's always crazy when you actually have an experience like that. Foil pipe, LMAO, crackhead. Bro, when you're like 16, you just make do with whatever you have. Like, I was like, when am I going to buy a fucking pipe to smoke weed for the first fucking time? Like, what is that? That's crazy. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this. But that shit is crazy, though, because, like, I remember before that, I was like, I feel like I was an NPC before I smoked weed the first time. Like, I was just thinking very linearly, thinking about myself, just going through my day, step by step, doing what I'm told, etc. Like, It's almost like it just like broke me out of that or something. I mean, I don't know. It's weird because like I did smoke it one time before that and I didn't feel anything, but I probably just didn't get a good hit. First time I got high, I was in the classroom. It was hilarious. That sounds like a bad trip.
With everything together. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Yeah, that was a crazy description.
I could tell you the key players I would bring in to make the album. I would bring in Chris Martin from Coldplay.
That's another good friend of mine. That's my boy.
I'm telling you, I'm giving the blueprint. I would go to Benny Blanca just to like, he ill. He from Virginia. So he...
I didn't know he's from Virginia.
Yeah, that's why. I would say Sia.
That's hard too.
I see you playing with tempos and different things. I feel like you get your shit on with you and him.
So, I bet. Say that. I'm gonna call you for that too.
Yeah, I just want to go and say, no, y'all should do that. No, let's do that. All those mistakes and the trials and errors that I learned, I just try to give all the stuff back to somebody that I see that's gonna surpass me. You gotta accept when you gotta pass on the torch.
You gotta pass the buck, yeah.
You gotta know how to play the background and sit. And I really know how to play the background now and sit and be like, I did it.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. Even for the past few years, you've always been there and willing to listen or lend any advice. Like I told you that we was at Conway.
Weaver wasn't something I came with for like a long time. Like maybe when I was like 19 or 20. Let's see, I miss weed, but I also don't miss weed. I think if you smoke it all the time, it can be a little debilitating. If you do it once in a while, like you get your creative juices flowing, which I don't know, I personally like. Like I feel like I'm like way more into making music on weed than I am off of weed. Like when I'm sober, I'm kind of just more like into like just like very objective, not really simple things, but things that are just like very not as creative, I guess, you know. Heard too much herb makes you an NPC too. That is true. Yeah, I agree with that. Like if you smoke like 10 times a day, bro, you're not creative anymore. You've lost it. Just got a UJAM commercial. They should pay you now. Technically they do if there are ads.
You and JT would come through and
let's finish the end of this here.
Just listen to my album and give y'all thoughts on stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff is surreal to me. It means the world. I'm just grateful for that.
Bro, I'm gonna give you everything, because I'll be like, damn, it's beating. That's why he called Metro Boomin, because that shit is booming. You know what I'm saying? So somebody must have told you, like, yo, your beats be booming. Your shit be cracking.
Did Timbaland take care of that Beat Club tab yet? I don't think so, bro. And I've heard something else too. I'm not sure if I can reveal it, but it's also connected to another thing. He may owe somebody else for something else too. I'll say that. I should really find out if I can reveal this information. I saw somebody else reveal it in the chat before. Maybe I should just say it. Okay, you know Subpack? The Subpack X1? Well, supposedly they sent a bunch to Timbaland too. And no, yeah, I don't know. Supposedly, I don't know. I saw somebody mention it in the chat, so I think I can reveal the information. I did it all day, every day for years, and it's a trip to be sober when you get like that. Pause made me think twice about starting back up again. Yeah, definitely. You gotta keep it under control if you do. All right, I think we got what we needed from that interview. It was pretty interesting. I don't know. I wish Timbaland wasn't so high. I really feel like him being high put this in a different vibe than it would have been otherwise. All right, moving on to the next thing.